So, well, there's a Chinese poem that says that actually, if you want to know the cancer journey ahead, ask those who come back. So, some of the cancer survivors actually have stage 4 cancers, but they have been completely cured. And the longest cancer survival that I have is actually 26 years ago. That you are stage 4 and you're still alive at 5 years, then they say that that's good enough for me because the doctors didn't tell us that. So with this, although I've seen a few thousand patients with cancers, I do not have the personal experience of having cancers, so I do not know how to live my life with cancer. But these cancer survivors have lived their life throughout, and they are actually the strongest motivation for the newly diagnosed patients. They run on this journey together, they hold each other's hands and motivate them. So with this group actually lifted up a lot of patients and give them a lot of hope. In cancer healthcare, it's not that we just care from in the beginning, but we care till the end.
To me, he has empowered, he has encouraged me and even the patients within the group. So for me, he is what I call the gift of cancer, a gift to know him as a medical advisor and as friend.
I find him a very good doctor, a very kind man, and also he empower the sarcoma support group.
When my baby brother was born, this nurse actually came over to the house to help my mother, to guide my mother in showering of the baby. And I can remember the soap that she used. I can remember the smell till today. So at that moment I thought, I want to be like her one day. I'm very happy to see babies coming, arriving into this world, and the happy couple. Well, I mean, yeah, it's something that you will never be tired of seeing. When I go over in Tamil Nadu, at that point, we just gather some of my own savings, my husband's savings or my family savings, and then with a lot of donation in kind from my colleagues. So we bring all this along with us and go over there and we see what they need, we give it to them. I know that there's a lot of needy people there, but there's only one Ying Jie. So I can, as long as I can reach out to one, I give to one. Reach out to another is another, then another. I feel contented already.
Doing the cleaning the house, when I just walk in from the house, I was, oh my, what am I doing here? Because it was so dirty and it was so packed of things, especially in the toilet. Wow, tak boleh tahan because so dirty, because it's so clean. So I had to, clean until white lah. After 1 year, then I fully do therapy assistant. Sometimes I take harder because it's like things that I take slower, but I had to, really. And I think I have gone through a lot lah. It's not easy because sometimes elderly will scream at you, shout at you, and that time you don't understand the hell. So once you get to know them, as difficult people, don't give up. Because some difficult people, because of their background, because of so much sickness, and there are nobody to air out, so they air out on you. But if actually, because I got one case, the 2 sisters was screaming at me. My supervisor, she said, if they keep screaming at you, you come out from, because no point. And I keep quiet. I said, no, it's okay. So I sat there, she screamed. But it was something amazing. Take 1 year to be born. So then I learned, when they school you, you take it as they got so much sickness and they got so much problem. And then you help the person. And I think they will one day realize and understand. So I learned to communicate with them, talk to them. They made me realize actually, what can I make them laugh? And I think laughter is something, it's like what they say, sickness all gone, because it's so joyful. What I want to share is to tell people, if I can do it, I think all of you can.
Actually, I didn't want to become a nurse. I don't know. I want to become a vet. No, because I want to work in the zoo. Sorry, I see my mind changes. I want to work in the zoo, but my mother said you can't work in the zoo. You can do anything except join nursing. So this is what I did lah. I joined nursing. In 1992, when I first joined, I had a very good leader in the form of Sister Lomilan, and she says that for a nurse to become effective and to become a good nurse, you actually have to go beyond your scope. You actually have to look into the patient's ADL, at the time was activities of daily living. It's only when you know how patient is able to cope in this that you can actually so-called like bridge across to why they take this medicine or why they don't want to take this medicine. You know, sometimes it's like you really do not know how to handle this patient. This patient cannot tell you what they want. You really have to dig deep. You actually have to have that patience to sit down and really talk to them. Same with the palliative. Relive my life. That means go back to the initial stage again, not the present moment, initial stage, and be the willful, rebellious daughter that I am. Of course. I think I would definitely still choose nursing.
But when I came out into the community, I realized the challenges they face. You know, they are not able to pack their medication, they don't understand the instruction given. Some of the maids are struggling with the feeds and all, but when we go in and see them, and try to explain and understand the challenges they are facing on the ground, because in the hospital they are served all the medication, they are being prepared by the nurses. So when they go home, even though caregiver training, how much can you pick up at that time, you see? So when you go down to the ground and see all these challenges, then you realize, oh my God, it's not just about acute, but this community, that's where we are lacking. We need to beef it up. Yeah. I felt that us being so protected in the hospital, when you come out and do this, it's totally a different perspective. It's no longer about intubation, is no longer about nursing procedures. It's more about social, it's more about bonding, and it's more about how we put in a different perspective this nursing care. Population health is community. If we could get the grassroots volunteers, everybody to play their part, I think if we could tap on a lot more on volunteers and give them I've worked with volunteers before, and I felt that they want this sense of belonging, sense of satisfaction, because they don't want to do certain things just haphazardly. So if we could give them a structured training and tell them that come in this, I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who are willing to do this at a volunteer base, and we can cut down a lot of nursing, and it becomes part and parcel of everyone's life. Doing health education, it becomes part and parcel of us having healthy living.
My story is slightly different from the other volunteers who want to volunteer at IMH because I have a loved one who suffers from mental illness, from psychosis. From the get-go, I know that IMH mental health course is a course that I want to further. So when I come here, not only do I get to interact with our special friends, I get to meet so many like-minded individuals who have the same passion for the cause. I derive joy from direction, but at the same time, I see how the other volunteers inspire me. So when I tell people I come here on Saturday, it's actually my form of leisure. So I also save a lot of money from going out, like going to Orchard Road to spend a bundle on things that I don't need. I come here, I spend time with our special friends, and I learn from them, and the other volunteers really make my day. Whenever I have crazy ideas, they are all behind me to rally me on. So I think it's really fortunate to be with them. Many people are interested to help the mental health cause. We take use of this opportunity and go on the stage to share what we have been doing. So this is where Boss for the Day also comes in conjunction with the orientation. So when budding volunteers come into IMH, they have a first-hand experience seeing that our special friends are so capable of selling their items. We want to create this platform, so at least if they don't want to continue volunteering, they have a good impression when they leave the premises. I come here, I learn about mental health. At the same time, I see our friends in action. So I see that these friends are actually not scary as portrayed on the media. I think volunteer does make you a better person. It makes you more observant and be less judgmental, more empathetic. It teaches you how to prioritize and be more disciplined, because to set aside time on a weekly basis is not an easy thing to begin with. Everyone wants to catch up on their work, on their rest, or with their friends over the weekend. But if you tell yourself this work is very close to your heart, it's very important, you will make it a point to put aside time every week to come to this place.
I decided to retire at age 55 so that I'll be fit enough to do whatever I have not done before. So I decided that I want to do some voluntary work. It's time to pay back I decided that I wanted to work with children because children are the ones that is going to be the future leaders, the future of tomorrow. And hopefully they will become better for the whole of Singapore, if not for themselves. From Monday to Sunday, all my time are filled with voluntary activities. And none of these activities originally exist. I created the activities, the funfair activities, which is very focused on helping the children, and they find the joy of wanting to do even more. And they cross their own threshold to discover themselves and to build confidence. My role is to build confidence in the children that I touch. All the activities have to be very centered towards applying some of the martial arts things that we have learned. All you need is the person who is passionate enough to want to help the children catch their fitness program in a fun way.
For us, we actually provide emotional support. So what we do is I listen to the problem. We are not counselors, so we don't contradict what the counsellor does here. It's like, we just being their friends. But sometimes it's very important because, especially in the olden days when I first started, 2002, 2003, right? You'd be surprised, some of them are abandoned by their friends, family even, they don't have anybody to support them except the volunteers. There's two drive factors. One is a very practical reason because I'm the coordinator for this program for Action for AIDS, you see. And the thing is, nobody will take over. My fear is, if I don't continue this program, right, then this program will go down the drain. It will just sort of stop because of me. So that is the fear, the very practical fear of it. The second reason is a promise I made to a friend many years ago. I enjoyed the time with him because from far he waved at me, waved at me and called my name. And it's like, it's like such welcoming, we are so tired and somebody's waiting for you, see. So we developed the friendship there. And one of these days, when I visit him, right, he started to turn to the nurses. One of the nurses it is my best volunteer. I said, don't say that, all the volunteers are doing a good job. Why am I the best volunteer, And he said something that struck me. He said that after I got the disease, none of my friends dared to touch me. All my friends disappeared. He said, this is a stranger, who don't know me. The first day he met me, and when I'm going to fall, he don't worry at all. He just grabbed me and hold me. And that struck very deeply into me. It's like, we always learn about it, people don't want to touch them, don't want to hold them because of the disease, because people are so ignorant. And a very simple act like this, it's like, means so much to him. So I was quite, very, very glad that I did that. Then after that, at the time, he was actually not feeling well. He's like, suffering and couldn't really talk. But he still tell me I will not give up. Because of a volunteer like you, I will not give up. I will try my best because of you. I thought that would happen this kind of thing would never happen to you. It's like, you're just being a friend to them. It means so much to him. Back then, I made a promise to Henry, as long as I'm able and healthy, I promise you that I will never stop.
Before I do the volunteering with neighbours for active living, I still do with my own family. I go around, I see the needy people, the elderly especially. I will help them clean their house. If they say they want to go market or what, just follow them lah. He's been following me from small. I go rounding or what, he always follow me lah. For me, I want to teach them what is life, so at least they know how to appreciate what is life and know how to respect and how to look after elderly or this or that.
It's important that we kickstart our volunteering at an early age because the more we learn about volunteering, the easier it will be for Singaporeans to actually adapt to it. For all those potential volunteers, right, have this main mindset in mind. If you don't start now, then when? And if not you, then who?
time is even more expensive, more precious than money. Together with time, there's an element of experience. Keeping it with me is not going to help another person. One of the best ways in which I can spend my time will be to paying forward with experience and with what I have learned so far.
For me, it's come very naturally because I'm like that. I cannot see people in need one. My family, or we accept all the neighbors is like, especially the elderly. We accept them as our family. Like for me, I will regard them as my father, my mother. I don't care what is their races or what lah.
It's like, no, sometimes it's just simple, just talking to them, massaging them. It means so much to them because to them, they're really no friend.
Ultimately, you will feel a sense of joy. It's not tangible, it's not clearly stated in front of you, but the satisfaction you receive and the friendship you created and the bonds you develop are really something that you can treasure for a long, long time.
I think every day we have opportunities to do good, and I think every day we also have opportunity to make things a bit better for someone else.
Sometimes it's not the cure that we're looking for, or it's the support that you can give, not only to patients but to the family members.
We need to help each other because we are human. We only have a short lifespan, and in this life, I really hope to create this awareness to have more people to join in this mission, be it their own mission or whatever mission, just to go abroad to help.
I may not be able to do great things, but I think small thing is, or if you think that to us it's a small thing, but to them it's a big thing because they see your caring, your passion and the love.
It's not an easy job. Maybe some of us think that other jobs is better, but if you sit down and think about it, if you are really passionate about your patient care, do your best. Don't worry about people not recognizing it, but there's God up there watching you. So do your very best, and if you think at any time you are unable to move on, just look back at how many lives you have touched.